Roads to rage is a phrase that's all too familiar to Nigerian drivers. We're talking about broken down vehicles abandoned on the roadside, which can spark a chain of chaos, congestion, and even catastrophe. But what if there was a way to clear the roads, reduce the risk of accidents, and restore sanity on the highways? Well, this task is one of the cardinal mandates of the Federal Road Safety Corps. So, what are some of the initiatives to ensure that broken down vehicles are cleared promptly, and the importance of collaboration between truck operators and the Road Safety Corps? And of course, the public, taking measures to prioritize prompt towing accidented or faulty vehicles on roads to prevent avoidable accidents and reduce congestion is where Panorama today beams its spotlight. And we have the FRSC Core Public Education Officer, Segun Ogungwemide, MNI. He will share insights on this. Thank you for joining us. This is Panorama, of course. I'm Ruth Aguele. Welcome. Desirous to effectively combat the illicit trend of smuggling in its operational environment, the Nigerian Navy Forward Operating Base, Badagry, has handed over 1,109 bags of contraband foreign rice recently seized to Seme Area Command of the Nigerian Customs Service. Diana Ajali report.
The Nigerian Navy Forward Operating Base, Badagry, intercepted more than 1,000 bags of parboiled rice at Isalu and Yafin communities around Badagry.
The Nigerian Navy has zero tolerance for illegalities and all sorts of smuggling activities in this AOR. It is also important to reaffirm our commitments to strengthening our collaborations with other agencies, our sister services, other security-related agencies within Badagry and its environment, not forgetting the host community.
The Navy base, through its quick response team, also foiled smuggling attempts involving petroleum products, 3,375 liters of petrol, which was later destroyed, 121 parcels of cannabis sativa, and rescued 9 suspected victims of human trafficking.
We appreciate the Nigerian Navy for this seizure that they have met and the long-time synergy.
Drug war involves everybody. It's not NLA alone.
The law enforcement agents, however, want those engaged in smuggling to desist from the act or continue to lose their goods and face the wrath of the law. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State has applauded the contemporary security measures put in place by responsible security agencies to ensure the continued peace being experienced in the state. The governor made the remark at the 2024 award presentation by the Bauchi State Police Command. Awal Abdullahi will tell us more.
The positive impact of the food security policies by the federal government is what the Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed said has significantly helped in reducing effects of poverty and hunger in relation to the security threats in the country.
We are bringing policies and programs that will unbundle Bauchi to prosperity and development in the area of agriculture especially. We are grateful to the federal government for recognizing some of these measures. Recently, Naseni is bringing on board a food security under the renewed hope agenda.
Bauchi State Police Commissioner stressed the need for government at all levels to implement policies and programs for addressing the socio-political and security challenges.
A total of 18 personnel have faced internal disciplinary measures, underscoring our commitment to maintaining high operational standards.
With a presentation of award to Governor Bala Mohammed, the State First Lady Aisha Bala Mohammed and other prominent personalities for their contributions on peace building. In Bauchi, Awal Abdullahi, NTA News.
More towing trucks or faster response, or better still, better awareness. Well, a broken down vehicle in most cases can be spotted on a road for days. That's before you see them being towed away. This is a cause of major traffic congestion, especially on a narrow one-way road or even on the highways. Well, sadly, multiple accidents could be caused by something as avoidable as towing a car from the road. A car parked without warning signs or other safety measures is a common sight and unfortunately an accident waiting to happen, especially on highways where it is expected that everybody is on the move and on high speed. Well, that's our focus right now, and we have the FRSC Core Public Education Officer, Olusegun Ogunbemide. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you this morning.
It's a pleasure. And how is the safety business going on?
God is helping us, and we're also assisting to build a better nation.
All right. Now, when we look at the situation of broken down vehicles we see abandoned on roads and all of that, what role, or rather how strategic are towing vehicle operators in ensuring that this doesn't happen?
Thank you very much. The issue of broken down vehicles on the highway or major roads, I would rather say is a universal thing. It's not just peculiar to Nigeria, but the management of it is what differs from one country to the other. And I want to believe from what we have done over the years that Nigeria has been ahead of so many countries when it comes to prompt removal of obstructions from the highway, because Federal Road Safety Corps, being the lead agency, has it as one of the major cardinal responsibility to promptly remove obstructions from a highway to deter other road traffic crashes from happening. And having appreciated the fact that FRSC as a corps cannot totally boast of having the ability to provide all the tow trucks that are required to perform these responsibilities. We've collaborated with tow truck union virtually in all the states of the Federation in getting this task accomplished. That is how far we have gone.
Okay, so it's good you've mentioned that you're already collaborating with tow truck operators, which is one step in the right direction. But again, are there other measures that can be put in place? Because the target here is to ensure effective, quick response when there's a when a vehicle breaks down. And I know that the FRSC cannot be everywhere at the same time. So how are you leveraging on measures, strategic measures put in place to ensure that you are the right place at the right time as you collaborate?
Thank you very much. One major thing that we have actually put in place is we've been able to mobilize more resources. When it comes to the issue of tow truck, we have both the higher tons and the light tow trucks, and which have been well distributed all over the Federation. We have about 37 sector commands and close to 300 unit commands all over the Federation. And in as much as we know that it's very impossible for us to secure all the tow trucks, especially the 70 tons and above, to assist in moving heavy vehicles. Like I said, we collaborated with other tow truck union in getting this done. But what has really assisted us to a large scale is ability to be able to leverage technology in getting this accomplished. One is that we have our response time, which is pegged at 15 minutes for now, which we are also trying to improve upon, that in case there is any crash, within 15 minutes, FRSC operatives are expected to be there. But we also, you agree with me that obstruction is not necessarily a function of road traffic crash. It could be as a result of a faulty vehicle that leads to obstruction. So the response time depends on ability of members of the public to also communicate to Federal Road Safety Corps in getting this accomplished. And we've tried over the years to put all the required facilities in place. We have our toll-free call center, which is 122. It is expected that wherever you are, all over the Federation, and you notice an obstruction it is the responsibility as a good citizen to communicate FRSC promptly, just like you rightly said. The road network of Nigeria is quite huge, and you cannot expect FRSC to be all over the places. But one thing that is certain is that we have citizens all over Nigeria who can reach out to us. And what has further assisted us is the recent introduction of the FRSC mobile app, which has one of the facilities or functionality is a eyewitness account, where if you notice something, you say something so that we can do something. That's the extent to which we have gone. And outside that, we have our responders that have been trained by Federal Road Safety Corps. That artisan that you see by the roadside that you think is just doing his normal artisan work is working for Federal Road Safety Corps. He's been trained on how to quickly get information and get it across to us so that we can quickly attend to the situation on the highway.
Well, and still talking about awareness, it's good that people should be aware of the toll-free line. And again, you know, getting this information to the people directly, aside you having your respondents on target. And I also get to see FRC patrol vehicles, you know, around the city center. But again, going to the people, going to car parks, which I know it's a routine for the FRSC, but making people understand that it is a collaborative venture if we want to have our highways, you know, free from accidents and all of that.
Anything that has to do with security and safety is not the responsibility of any particular agency. It cannot successfully be done without collaboration, and this we need to know and understand right from now. When it comes to the issue of security and safety, information is very key. And the understanding of every citizen, irrespective of the angle you are coming from. The success we have recorded in the recent time is because we've been able to bring everybody on board. The Corps Marshal Sheikh Mohammed have said it repeatedly that safety, road safety is a shared responsibility. We are just the lead agency that is trying to mobilize and pilot the affairs and carrying every other person along. The people that really have the major role to play are the road users themselves. Either you are a pedestrian or you are a motorist or you are a commuter. You have a role to play when it comes to dissemination of prompt information to FRSC. We cannot be everywhere. We cannot be on all. We are not doing route lining, which will always be counterproductive. But we leverage on the prompt information that we get from members of the public, which has really helped us so far in reducing the rate of road traffic crashes on Nigerian roads.
And I'm just curious, what about the person whose vehicle breaks down or involved in an accident? Are they going to be held accountable for abandoning their vehicles there?
It's natural.
Okay.
Outside the crash being a major cause of obstruction, like I said earlier, we have the regular obstruction that could be as a result of faulty vehicle. We don't indict you when there's an obstruction, because even a new vehicle that is just coming from the factory can be involved in any fault. But the indictment comes when you fail to remove that vehicle promptly from the highway. It becomes more ridiculous when you see a vehicle that has battery issue and the driver stands on the highway there to repair it. Nothing is wrong with the wheels. They can easily push off the road to the shoulder and attend to the vehicle. And the worst is even when they know that they have the responsibility of displaying the caution sign, which is expected to be displayed about 50 meters away from the vehicle to alert the vehicles that are coming behind that there's a faulty vehicle ahead, please take caution. You see them leaving these vehicles unattended to and even bringing mechanics to start attending to such vehicles on the highway. We have fines that is attached to that when it is a natural obstruction. The second phase of it is the one that...
What is the fine?
The fine is 3,000 naira, which is still under review now.
It should be reviewed.
Yes, it's still under review. So many people have actually complained that people are not taking it serious because it's quite minimal. But I know the next act that is being worked upon will work on that. And the second phase, like I said, is when there's an obstruction as a result of road traffic crashes. It's quite painful because at times nobody pray for it. But when it happens, one thing that is important for us to meet up with the response time is for the information to get to us fast. Better off if we have our operatives around the place, it's easier. But a situation where we are not closer to that jurisdiction, members of the public are expected to access our facilities, like I said, through the toll-free of 122 or applying the FRSC mobile app to reach out to us. We have our commands and locations all over the Federation for prompt response and attending to such situations. And like I said, even when we don't have our own tow truck, we have collaborations with the tow truck union in attending to such situations.
You know, I was just going to ask you if the Corps has the capacity in terms of having enough tow trucks. And it's good you've mentioned that you're collaborating, but it's capacity a challenge?
It's a major challenge. It's not just about FRSC. It's virtually all the establishment. There's no particular establishment today that can claim to have it all. I'm talking about 37 state commands and about close to 300 unit commands. All of them will expect that there will be a tow truck attached to them. But you know, when you understand the amount that is attached to 70 tonnage, you know that the expectation will be so huge as regards funding of such facilities. That's why we have no other choice than to have what we call private partnership, where we can collaborate with private owners so that they can assist us. Where we have the gap, they can fill in the gap and make the road safer for other road users to use.
Okay, just before we let you go, you're the Corps Education Officer, so what would you like to enlighten the public on very briefly as we go?
Yes, it is very apt on this point to talk about the issue of information. Federal Safety Corps is not omnipresent, it's not omnipotent. It's only God that can see everywhere at the same time. That is why we leverage on prompt information from members of the public. And this is what we want you to do for us. Anywhere there's a crash, anywhere there's an infraction, your information is very key so that we can prevent further crashes and save the road, keep the road safe for other road users. If there's any reason why we're in existence, is to create a safe motoring environment for Nigerians. And that's what we've been doing in the last 37 years.
All right. Thank you so much. Of course, we don't want to hear roads to rage, but roads and safety. Thank you so much. The Corps Public Education Officer, FRSC, Olusegun Ogungbemide, MNI. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
And we wish you safety also.
Same to you.
All right.